Choose your fighter.
Slightly inspired.
Fight.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our press conference for the Future Hamburg Award 2021. Moin, as we say in Hamburg. If you have been with us this morning, welcome back. If you're just logging on now for the second edition, great to have you with us. My name is Steph Dreyer, and it's a great pleasure to be your host for the next hour. I'm a journalist and moderator based in Toronto, and at the moment, also the digital ambassador for Hamburg here in Canada. As you all know, we are facing huge challenges, but also at the same time are having a great opportunity to set the course for our future. The year 2020 was a reset button for everyone in more than just one way. We will share with you in a few moments how this reset might also lead to something positive. We have some great guests with us today to talk about the Future Hamburg Award. We have also prepared an agenda for you so you know what we have in store for you. Senator Michael Westhagemann from the Ministry of Economy and Innovation from Hamburg is with us. We have Saeed Amidi, the CEO from Plug and Play Tech Center, today with us, and also a former winner for the Future Hamburg Award, Joanna Hilf, the CEO of Lignopure, is with us. Last but not least, Rolf Strittmatter, the CEO from Hamburg Invest. He will start us off with a presentation and tell you a little bit about the New Year's edition, basically, for 2021 for the Future Hamburg Award. We will have a short interview with the Senator and Saeed Amidi, and last but not least, also a short interview with Joanna. We will weave your questions into the conversation as we go along and may have a few minutes left for a Q&A session at the very end. Please post your questions into the Q&A section of the platform and also mention for whom the question is intended. You can also, of course, put the question in German and we will translate, no problem there. I hope you have received the downloadable press kit. If not, we have also provided a link for that with a Dropbox in the Q&A section. But without further ado, please welcome with me Rolf Strittmatter, the CEO from Hamburg Invest, and he will tell you all about the Future Hamburg Award 2021.
Yes, thank you, Stephanie. So first of all, a very warm and special welcome also from my side. I'm very, very pleased and honored to introduce the second edition, as mentioned, of the Future Hamburg Award, our great international competition for startups from across the world. So as you probably know, Hamburg is not only the second biggest city of Germany, it's also one of the few cities globally that has launched its own startup award. So we decided to do so because we believe that through collaboration and teamwork, we can master the challenges of the coming years, as you mentioned before. So we need the brightest minds and the most innovative business models and ideas in order to forge new paths for Hamburg and, of course, for the cities of the future. So Hamburg is both. It's a reference and a test field here. It's a metropolis, it's a metropolitan region, and of course, it's a hub of Northern Europe. So what do we mean with the claim future made in Hamburg? We deliver on this promise in many ways, I think, and the award is an important part of achieving this goal. Next slide, please. Just talk about the award itself. So second edition, but in our opinion, it's not only an award, it's a tailor-made business service, this award. So this award offers easy access to one of the best and vital ecosystems in Germany and of course in Europe. So who can apply? So we are looking for innovative startups from all around the world with a digital technology or knowledge-based business model and a functioning of demonstrable prototypes and of course products. Next slide. So when we say second edition, there was a first edition of this award in 2018, and this was very successful. So the first edition of the award was a great success with over 120 submissions and a huge media reach. We secured 29 active partners to promote the award worldwide, resulting in submissions from all over the world, from startups in South Africa, in Korea, the US, Israel, and of course, Europe. Next slide. So here you can see the winners of this first edition in 2019. So Heptasense is one of them from Lisbon, Portugal. So Lignopure, we have Joanna with us. And of course, Humanizing Autonomy, and a special prize has gone to Teston. They all gained access to investors and networks here in Hamburg and of course in Germany, thanks to the award. I'm very, very happy that Joanna Jill from Lignopure is with us today to share her own award experiences. And from the bottom of my heart, congratulations, by the way, for the new investment round with a financing of 2.2 million euros. And I think this might also be one of the results of the distinction at the Future Hamburg Award. Next slide, please. So the edition 2021, our second edition, There we have sharpened the scope of our focus for this year's award. It's all about discovering the best ideas for the city of the future for Hamburg. 2021 is a year of diverse large-scale projects in the field of logistic mobility in Hamburg, and we really consider ourselves as a showroom and a test field for new ideas and, of course, for business models. That is also the reason why we are launching and hosting the ITS World Congress this year. It's all about new mobility, it's intelligent transport system, and I think we were looking forward to this Congress. So what's the focus in this year, in this second edition? The focus lies on Hamburg's key future economic drivers. As I mentioned before, it's logistic, it's mobility, it's clean energy, of course, and green hydrogen has a very special role in this system. It's all about sustainability and, of course, technology. These are the key issues in the development of a sustainable and viable economy, and a must for the progress of cities in the next century. And this is applicable not only to Hamburg, but to all cities of comparable economic and social impact. We are creating a collaborative approach here. It's a team spirit, a teamwork, and it's hugely important for us to be on eye level with the startups. So it's a win-win situation. We need them as much as they need test fields for their prototypes, their products, and they need a showroom. We strongly believe that together we can set new standards that can only be achieved through global cooperation. So what are the main goals and the objectives of this award? First of all, we would like to increase international awareness, of course, of Hamburg. We would like to put Hamburg as a hotspot for innovation and startups on the global map. And of course, we want to strengthen our networks in terms of quality and in terms of quantity. But I said it's a win-win situation. So what are the benefits for our startups? So the startups, they benefit in many ways. The award offers an immaterial incentive for startups. It's not only just money that you would not have, that would not have been the approach or an option for us as a city. We offer the winners a 3-day stay in Hamburg here, filled with a lot of meetings with investors, business advisors and consultants, prospective partners and potential clients, individually tailored to the needs of the startups. As I said, it's a business service in our view. The goal is to enable further stays in the city and further promoting the prototypes and the products. But we also assign the winners to Silicon Valley for 1 whole month, where they participate in the global accelerator program of our partner Plug and Play. And thank you once again for that partnership, for that very strong partnership here, not only in Hamburg, but also in Silicon Valley. So it is here that they can further fuel their business model and ideas before then they start to be implemented here in Hamburg and in Germany. In addition, there are 2 additional rewards for the best startups: a guaranteed investment offer from Amhafen Capital in a 6-digit range, and the opportunity to make use of the test site of the Hamburg Port Authority. In other words, we intend to give startups a long-term attachment to the city. So what are the milestones on this way for the rollout of the award? So we started in December last year with a sneak preview as part of our placing marketing format, Hamburg on Tour. And today we are kicking off the application phase. The startups can apply until end of March. on 26th of March, our middle of the road event will take place as part of the Plug and Play Expo on mobility and logistics. Here we will feature a top class panel of our jury members, including Dr. Beluser from the CDO of Hapag-Lloyd, Jörg Debus, CDO of Shell Global, Claire Jones, CCO of What's Three Words, and of course, Gunnar Froh, CEO of Wonder Mobility. You will find, as mentioned before, further information about the jury and the award in the digital press kit. So somehow we will see the digital award ceremony, but this is more than a ceremony, since we are planning a summit here with various panels and elevator pitches. So let me invite you just to spread the word in our social media networks, and I'm looking forward to get in touch with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rolf, for already giving us some insights, and I'm sure everybody is already anxious to apply. While we're waiting for some questions to come in, I would like to ask you, what should startups bring to the game to be really successful, in your opinion?
So first of all, I think we all agree that startups should be driven by an innovative idea, and of course, they should have a real entrepreneurial spirit and a mindset of being something like a pioneer. That is very, obligatory to be successful, I think. So, but of course, I mentioned it before, we need a prototype, a first product. That is what we find out in Hamburg, not only an idea, but a real prototype and a product. And then we offer a double check for the startups. They can think about what is the best location, the best spot for my business. And I think Hamburg offers a lot in that respect as a location. There are available investments, the access, as I mentioned, to business networks. There's a real relevant market in Hamburg, a strong industry, and we have a very efficient framework and a strong political commitment, I think.
Apart from being already in Hamburg and you're biased, and you already mentioned it's an attractive location, but why do you think can Hamburg play a really important role in the whole scope of getting, startups to come to Hamburg as a city and not going someplace else?
So I think there's a special USP of Hamburg in Germany. So I think it's the place where you find the combination of tradition and of innovation. So in all business sectors, there are very strong industry clusters, as mentioned before, probably especially in logistics, mobility, clean energy, of course, green hydrogen, I mentioned, life science is very strong here. Maritime industry is very strong, and we have a very vital startup ecosystem with more than 1,000 or nearly 1,200 startups in Hamburg. So Hamburg has a lot to offer. I mentioned the investors. I mentioned there's a strong scientific landscape. We have global players, corporates here. There's everything you need. And of course, every city says, oh, we are beautiful, but it's marketing, blah, blah, yes. But we are really beautiful. And just come to Hamburg and you will see that's the place to be for the future.
Of course, we take you by the word for this one, and we will check it out for sure. Thank you so much for the time being. If questions are coming up later on, you will stay on the call and will be on screen later for the last sort of wrap-up round. And I would like to move on now because we have two very important guests with us this afternoon. We have the Senator for Economics and Innovation from the Hanseatic city of Hamburg, Michael Westhagemann, with us, and we have Said Amidi, the CDO of Plug and Play Tech Center, on the screen. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us. Hopefully everybody can see you now on everybody's screen. Let's see if your cameras are working. Let's see. Do we have everybody?
Stephanie, my video is working. I can see.
Excellent. Wonderful. Do we have also Amidi with us on the call with the camera on?
Yes, I believe so. I can at least see myself on the screen.
Excellent. So we have liftoff. Let's go, gentlemen. All right. And now you've heard just Rolf talking about it in the presentation. And of course, also you saw the video. So let me ask you both, and maybe we will start with Said for this question. How excited are you about this year's initiative and this award?
You know, it is great to come to you digitally from Silicon Valley. And I feel this Future Hamburg Award is very timely, especially living in US for many years. I am very happy about the new administration that just came into power, and you know, President Biden's interest in the climate change and sustainability, you know, and I feel, you know, the future, with even despite these challenges that we have gone through in the past year, it's very bright. And we were a little bit talked about green hydrogen, you know, making Hamburg become the innovative hub for logistics and sustainability. So I'm very, very excited to participate in this journey with the entrepreneurs, with the different organization, and of course, Hamburg.
Senator, maybe you can add to this, because you must be really proud that, you know, Said is mentioning Hamburg to be a new hub, to come up with some great ideas that everybody can, you know, sort of profit from. I think you're still muted.
Oh, no. Exactly. Yeah, I'm absolutely, first of all, absolutely happy that Said is also around. And the question to Said was, what makes Hamburg so special? First of all, our first meeting in our town hall in Hamburg, Said was asking me, Michael, do you believe that innovation is the driver for the next time? And I told him, Said, you will see, innovation is the topic number one. And why I say innovation is the topic number one? If you see the three topics, what we have around the world. The first is climate change. The second is, if I was born, you have in total around the world 3.2 million people. Today we have 7.2 billion people around the world. And in 2015, we believe we are around 10 billion people. So that gives us an answer what we have to drive. We have to drive on the area on decarbonization. The second is bring to all the people drink water. The third is it possible to do it also with technology to decarbonization some business areas, of course. And then there is another point, how we can do this. That is a very big transformation in the future. And what we need are, that comes also from Rolf, we are looking for some entrepreneurs, we are looking for scientists. And this is why we have a roadmap in place, an innovation roadmap, where you can see all the areas where we want to go. And this is why the discussion with Said was so helpful for me. Then he was saying to me, Michael, if you look to the logistics side, we can offer a lot of experience, what we have done in the past, but also we will see what is coming in the future, not only in the area of logistics, and we had a discussion about mobility, then we had a discussion of green hydrogen. And now in 2021, we have a very great Congress here in Hamburg that is the name is ETS World Congress, where we want to show where we are today and what are the next driver, the next innovation driver to make this transformation possible.
Maybe Zaid, for you another question, because you were not able to join the call this morning because it would have been 2 a.m. in the morning in California. But I'm sure a lot of the people that want to apply, they want to know what are the do's and don'ts if you want to really be a startup that can also make a good impression in Silicon Valley. What should they, what advice would you give them if they want to make a good impression?
You know, I believe Ralph was very correct, and I always like to use an example. I recall approximately 5 years ago, we had a little contest in Sao Paulo, Brazil, looking for innovative ideas. And a gentleman with the name of Carlos was one of the most passionate people I had ever seen. He had a company called TruckPad, which is like Uber for trucking, as most of the trucks in Latin America are independent drivers. And it was amazing because when Carlos joined the platform, Dr. Seche of Mercedes became his mentor. Then he came to US and spent 6 months with us to think bigger, dream bigger, which I believe is also necessary for entrepreneurs in Germany. They are a little bit too conservative for my taste. I like them to be more excited, or I would say, you know, similar to California entrepreneurs, sales people, and dream big. And then you need to have the right team for the development of the technology and execution. But I really do agree that passion, hard work, and, you know, dreaming big is very important for the entrepreneur's journey. And to kind of tell you the story now, TruckPad is worth more than $500 million and is one of the stars of Latin America.
I just want to add of course, this year's winner will go to Silicon Valley. What do you think can Silicon Valley bring to the winner, but at the same time also what can Silicon Valley offer the winner of the Future Hamburg Award?
You know, we have been inviting entrepreneurs to come and stay in Silicon Valley for 3 to 6 months, and sometimes even have a, you know, satellite office here. Still, more than 50% of venture money in US, it's within 20, 30 miles of San Francisco. If you take Twitter, you know, Apple, Google, there is a lot of like-minded people that have built great companies here, and they are accessible. The people who made money in Google now invest in startups and mentor startups. So I feel, again, I really recommend, I have to say this because I like the entrepreneurs stay in Hamburg. I think they should build the core team, the technology in Hamburg or in Germany, but be very connected to Silicon Valley for raising money, for displaying their product globally, and being connected to the other very successful entrepreneurs.
Senator, for you, maybe then the next question. how can startups play an important role? As Zaid just mentioned, it's great to have the connection then to Silicon Valley. Also, see what's happening in other technology areas. So, how important is it to have these startups in Hamburg, and what kind of role can they play in getting a city to become smarter?
Yeah. What I believe is what the side was saying was, if you look to the US side, first of all, what we have to remember, it is really a different culture. If you have sometimes a good idea in Germany, everybody is saying to you why it cannot work. If you say and you go with the same idea to the US side, everybody would say, great. That is a great story, and we put all our money in this new startup. So this is why we say we need also this culture change in Hamburg. I believe we are on a good way, so that we have also now, with the new startups, also we change the culture. I think that is the first step, which is really important. The second point is that you have enough test room or test fields, especially what Said was saying with the trucks. You see, every day in our harbor are driving 50,000 trucks. Every day, come in, they go out. The question is for everybody, what kind of technology is necessary in the future so that we have a climate-friendly truck? So, and then we come directly to the answer that we say, okay, in this case, we need trucks. They use green hydrogen. So do we have a lot of different areas where we can offer, for example, in the life side area, means in the medical side. Or if you look to the food side, we have also a strong food startups here in Hamburg. I was really surprised. And this is why I say, okay, if we have so much startups around here in Hamburg, they have food, then we have to set up a cluster for this special area. But on the other hand, we have the question, what kind of technology is necessary in the future? What kind of software we want to use? What kind of hardware we want to use? And this is why we need this atmosphere here in Hamburg. And my personal feeling is we are very good on track. And and this is why it is important also that we say, and this is why we need this Future Innovation Award that brings Hamburg also in the global community on the other stage.
I would also like to know, of course, you probably, as you are in politics and in Hamburg, COVID-19 was probably also a huge challenge for you and for the city of Hamburg. Has your outlook changed on what a smart city needs to focus on during these unprecedented times? And have you changed your focus on what innovations to foster?
Yeah. The last year was a very strong year, I believe, for everybody. And it shows us where we have, in which sector or in which business area we have still problems. And this comes absolutely to everybody who can see, especially in the area of digitalization, video conferencing, especially if we look to our school sector, we find out, oh, the digitalization was not so running. But also if you look on the business side, especially in the first time we will look to China, we had a drop in our logistic chain, also in the transportation. And that shows us what kind of production was still in China, who brings normally products to Germany. And then becomes the question why we have this product not in Germany available. And there was a mind change, or we have still a mind change that we need some factories, maybe in the future, also here in Hamburg, especially in the medical area. You know, everybody was asking, where's my mask? There was no mask around. Normally China was responsible for this. So in this, I believe that we have to change smoothly, but it is a new transformation in some business areas. And then we have to be careful. And this is why I was still in a new network. We call it Lab City. Lab City is a network around the world. Some bigger cities are inside. What is so important in this network? We are thinking about what we believe looks the new factory in the future, especially in the area if we look to 3D printing or CNC milling. So I believe that is also a good network for the future to think about what changes comes after this pandemic. And in the moment still pandemic is around, but it has also big chances for the future.
Said, I would like to pose to you the same question. I mean, you see companies with all kinds of ideas, but have you also, focused on new industry areas because of the pandemic?
You're absolutely right. It proved to us that we have to work differently, and even this event that we are having right now, usually I would be in Europe and would come to Hamburg to do it live. We have, because of this last year, have learned to have distributed teams and still set a common goal and a common objective and execute on it. And, again, many industries, especially travel and hospitality, suffered during the past 12 months. But I can tell you the technology industry and innovation had the best year in the history. And of course, the medical field had great progress, and the valuation went very high, but also any other productivity tools that would help a company run on its own, it was amazing. Like I recall, I was talking to CTO of a large bank, and they mentioned to me they had to, in matter of 1 week, bring 90,000 people online, and it had to be secure. It had to be from many devices, mobile devices. So I feel the future is very bright if you're willing to solve a real problem. And I think Michael mentioned about the environment, and you have a very incredible industrial port, which there could be a very interesting new types of factories there for quick delivery. So I feel like in every challenge, there is great opportunity. And a city like Hamburg, if I can also a little bit mention to you, I was very proud to be involved in Berlin 8 years ago with Axel Springer, that we invested in over 100 companies together, which one of them was N26. And then in the last 5 years in Stuttgart, we have worked with Mercedes, Porsche, Bosch, T-System from Deutsche Telekom, and we bring 100 startup per year to Stuttgart to collaborate with these corporations, raise money, and some of them choose to stay. And I am really looking forward to having the same journey in Hamburg for clean energy, for sustainability, for green hydrogen. And again, I think, as everyone mentioned, if you have the mindset that you want to do this, I think Hamburg could be a great place for startups to flourish. And hopefully one of them will become like Tesla.
Okay, let's dream really, really big. Of course, Senator, that must really, sort of be, sort of very special to hear that, Hamburg is supposed to be the new hub for maybe, bringing the new Tesla to life. Let me ask you, Said, the political climate, you mentioned that there's a new administration and Joe Biden has already joined again the Paris Climate Accord, has already mentioned that he's going to have a big climate summit in April in the US. So the dialogue has changed, but I would like to go back and ask, how important are still these collaborations and strategic partnerships like the Future Hamburg Award and startup scene with Plug and Play, so that you have a very good dialogue between the US and Germany?
Wonderful. Before this pandemic, I have really had made a decision to spend 20 to 30% of my time focusing on impact investing and sustainability. And, little bit, I would say the focus changed during the last 12 months, but we have launched the sustainability and plastic waste, reduce the carbon footprint, initially here in Silicon Valley, then in Europe, then in Far East. So again, I love the new administration action. I think he joined the Paris Accord the first 4 hours he was president. So I believe that willingness to pursue good jobs that are both environmentally impactful, but they also use technology to improve our lives. It's not either or. I think we can do both of them. I would love to be part of the journey of these entrepreneurs. And I mean, we work with Shell in near Hamburg, and I believe they also have the mindset to diversify and be very active in new energy, clean energy. And again, it doesn't take one company. I think we need to all collaborate together to make this possible.
Senator, I would like to ask also you, with sort of the new administration in the US, how do you feel about the collaborations and trying to also have an open dialogue with sort of American companies, and also bringing Germany back on the international platform to discuss collaborations and these kind of corporations?
I have really a good feeling if I see this new president, and just what Said is saying, this dialogue, especially in the decarbonization area, is so important. We have to know that we have two countries around the world. They are so much important if we discussed about climate, and is it the US side and China. Those are the two countries. They are really important that we could bring down our CO2 emission. And I believe also we have to change our whole energy system. In this energy system, you will find later on more and more renewable energies. On the one hand side, you will find the wind energy. On the other hand, you will find solar. And then they can produce with this renewable energies also green hydrogen. I believe that is a transformation, what is necessary for every country. And what we want to do in Hamburg is to show them a green part where we can show the transformation, what we believe is the right way. We have an extremely good situation with our harbor. You have to know that that is in Europe, the biggest industrial area in the harbor, and you will find the industry, the chemical industry, you will find mobility areas, and all these different areas, we have to bring solutions that they can bring with these solutions their CO2 emission down. If you look to Hamburg also, we have also very, very strong climate target. And we have to reach this climate target in 2030. And you have to know the most is on the business area. That means in my ministry, I'm responsible to bring between 70% of our CO emission in Hamburg. I have to bring it down. And this is why we need also in this special area some startups that will help us to bring the right technology, to have new ideas. And this is why it is extremely important to have this discussion now, this collaboration also with the other countries around the world.
Gentlemen, we're sort of ready to go and move on to the next part of the program, but I would love to hear from you both. Take out your crystal ball and let me know, what will a smart city look like in 2030, or what do you hope for that it should look like? Said, I will start with you.
You know, I have been driving Tesla for 7 years, and I recently changed my Tesla because I wanted to have it a little bit more autonomous and have, I believe, almost 400 miles of range with the new battery. But I feel the youth, the young people would like to have like mobility in the city, perhaps without owning cars. They would like to have access to, as Michael mentioned, clean air, clean water. And as the population goes up, we need to feed this population. So we need to have, there is a very big push to grow food in the city, so you don't have to transport it. So I believe a combination of building, more environmentally friendly transportation, housing, the factories need to be more cleaner, run with, clean electricity. So it's combination of all of this which would make the city be smart city and a better place to live. And I'm very excited about this journey, and I'm very, humble to be part of it, especially the journey of the entrepreneurs who are going to make this happen.
Mm-hmm. And now to you, Senator, the same question. You have taken out your crystal ball. You had some time while Said was talking. How does your smart city look like in 2030?
Yeah, I make it also very fast. I think first, it's very extremely important, environmentally friendly. That is one of the topic. The second is reliable city. I think that is also necessary. Livable city, of course. Everybody is looking to find a city where we have also this area of sustainable also in your focus. And all the entrepreneurs and scientists are looking where I can find a livable city And we believe Hamburg is one of this kind of city. We believe it. And we have all to do that we can bring our city in the next couple of years in this area where we can say Hamburg is the first city. She is so environmental friendly. We have reduced our CO2 emission. We have still, but all business areas in place. We have the industry, we have our harbor, and we have all the other business areas. And I think that it's good that you have also for everybody what I say, come to Hamburg and you can test what you want. You have this test field also around. I think that is very important.
Thank you so much, gentlemen, for the time being. You are still staying on the call in the background. If we have more questions coming up, thank you so much for the moment. And of course, I would like to move on to the next part of the program. Because how does it really feel to be a candidate? Thank you so much for the time being. How does it feel to be a candidate? What does it mean to get an award? And I'm glad that I don't have to answer these questions, but I know somebody who actually does. And I'm happy that Joanna is now with me in the call. I think she will also appear really soon on the screen. Joanna will probably just pop up her camera right now. And she is the CEO and founder of Lignopure, based here in Hamburg. Joanna, are you with us right now?
Yeah, Steph. Hi.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Welcome to the screen. Joanna, let me ask you, because maybe not everybody who has been logging on knows about Lignopure. Tell us a little bit about your business and what you're doing.
Sure. So Lignopure is a spin-off of Hamburg University of Technology. What we do is we provide the industry with a bio-based material called lignin. Lignin is typically produced as a bio-waste of the industry or the biorefineries, where they burn it for the production of energy. But this is what we will call an underutilization of the material. So with the technology that we develop, we are transforming this lignin, so we're giving it a second and a better life to be applied into products. So we're not only enabling the utilization of this material into like real products, which you can use and touch in your real life, but we're also pioneering in applications like cosmetics and food. So our customers are those companies that want to transition to utilize more bio-based materials into their products to reduce their CO2 emissions. And we're also working very hard in trying to reduce microplastics in cosmetics.
Wow, you have your work cut out for you there. Now, you've been a former winner of the Future Hamburg Award. Take us through the whole process. How was it for you, the experience of basically applying and then making it to the next round, and then at the very end in 2019 actually being, pronounced a winner?
Yeah, so it was very exciting. So when we actually got the award, we weren't even registered as a company. We're really early, we were a startup. So having this award meant a lot for us because it was a validation, right? It was like this proof that we have a great team, that we have a great idea, and that we can make it. And after we got this award, so we have a lot of visibility, we were present in the media, and all of a sudden we were surrounded by companies calling us or potential clients and saying, hey, what is your material? Can I use your material in my product? And not only that, so also investors were coming to us, funding programs. So there was a gap of 5 months in between that we had the award and we got our first funding program at the end of 2019. And thanks to that, we were basically having our proof of concept in 2020.
Now, when you in 2019 received the award, you said, yes, let's get partying and then, get rid of with the business.
Oh, we couldn't sleep that night. I tell you, that was a big emotional push for the whole team.
And then, of course, 2020 happened, and then apparently the party, sort of mood was over. So how was your business impacted by COVID-19 and the pandemic?
So by the end of 2019, we received this funding program by the IFB in Hamburg, so the investment and funding bank here in the city. So we weren't like economically affected. We used this year to restructure the company, to have our prototypes, to have our proof of concept. And then in the middle of the year, so in June 2020, we started the communication with investors, and we closed our seed round for 2.2 million euros by the end of the year. So yeah, I will say we did the best that we could do with the situation, and it's without a doubt this very difficult year for everybody. But it was also in so many aspects positive for our startup.
Now, Rolf mentioned already in the beginning 2.2 million euros for a new investment, and this must put you under pressure now. Or how does it feel to have sort of the next phase already financed?
Well, I mean, it's good pressure, right? So yeah, I say all the time, I have very good relationship with stress. So I welcome this pressure, and this is only taking us towards our goals. So now with this investment, we're going to scale up our process. We're going to be able to provide the industry with what they need, actually the material that they need from us. We're getting certifications for our products in Europe. Yeah, I mean, we're moving towards our goal. So I will say this is good pressure. So I feel very good about it.
You decided to have Hamburg as your base for the company. What do you think are the advantages to be in Hamburg with your startup?
Yeah, so yeah, we started the startup activities in the university, right? In Hamburg University of Technology. All our teammates are also living here in Hamburg. And yeah, nobody wants to leave. I would like to just comment on what Rolf Strittmatter said, because Hamburg is really, really beautiful. I think if the new winners of the award come for 3 days, they would like to stay, or at least to have, you know, offices here. But I mean, not only Hamburg is also strong in logistics, or yeah, in software development, also in food for sure. But I mean, coming from the scientific background and more technological, I can tell you that Hamburg is also very strong in the chemical industry, in consumer goods, and in engineering. So this is for us very attractive, because we have some early adopters of the material here, and we're also in the middle of our supply chain here in Hamburg. So we have, yeah, absolutely no reasons to leave.
That sounds like a great plan, and I'm sure everybody is happy to hear that you're staying in Hamburg. I would also like to open the floor for members of the press. If there are still, you know, questions from the floor, we are happy to take them now. I would also like to welcome back Michael Westhagemann and Said Amidi to the call. Please, you know, sort of put on your cameras right now, switch them on so we can have a short wrap-up round before we actually close this event. So if Michael and Said want to come back, there we are. Okay, excellent. Michael's already back, and Said as well. Because if there are still questions from the floor, I'm happy to take them with you. But also, let me ask you. I mean, Said already mentioned the next Tesla. So these are big shoes to fill. But let me ask you all, what do you think are the main ingredients to have? Oh yeah, Rolf, if you are also still there, sorry, I didn't want to forget you. Rolf, come back to the main floor, please. Put on your camera. I want to ask you all real quick with a short answer maybe. What do you think are the main ingredients to really have a next big winner, to have a great, you know, business, a stable business coming out of the startup scene in Hamburg? Maybe we will start with you, Senator. What do you feel? What are the big ingredients? What do you need to have to make it?
First of all, for me, it's important that we discussed about the battery cars. I was looking for fuel stack cars. They are using in the future green hydrogen. And I think there's a very good field. I'm hopefully that we get so much startup around, especially now around the world, that I'm saying, okay, that is a good start for me to go in this new future innovation award, and hopefully they are one of the winners. They can go later on to side, to the US side and Silicon Valley. I wish them all the best to bring the best ideas to Hamburg.
Okay, Said, as Michael already mentioned you, so what do you think is the special sauce to have a very stable business and a successful startup?
Again, I think having a great new technology that is both economically viable, but it's also, you clean the environment. I was very enjoyed hearing Linux product development and potential. And then you have to add the secret sauce, which is hard work and passion. So and again, I think the engineering talent in Hamburg and Germany is great. We just have to add more sizzle to it and get more exciting startups funded, and then help them grow with connection with the corporate world.
Okay, let me bring that question to Rolf. So Rolf, can you put in the sizzle for the startups so that there's more sizzling happening in Hamburg? What do you say?
I can confirm all those statements. So I think it's also you can adapt this thinking to the cities and to the startups. They have to be innovative, technology-oriented, knowledge-based. They have to be sustainable and of course smart. So I think yes, Joanna said it. Hamburg offers as a location all you need as a startup. So strong industry, very good scientific landscape, investors, a real relevant market, a strong port. I think we put the focus on the main topics: mobility, logistics. All have to be sustainable. Green hydrogen is a topic, I think, and a very strong driver for us in terms of innovation. And yes, Said and Michael said yes, and I confirm Hamburg, and we need a bridge to Silicon Valley, to the US side. Then we can also work on the mindset, because all the startups that come to Hamburg and are here, they have to be brave, they have to think big, and they should be bright and smart.
And everything you can be found in Joanna. Joanna, I give you sort of as the woman here in the panel, I give you sort of the last closing remarks. You have these special ingredients, but what do you think helped you with bringing all these ingredients to your startup here in Hamburg? What do you think was also very special to do this?
Yeah, I think, look, it will sound probably like a cliche, but you really have to believe in what you're doing. You have to strongly believe in your idea, because, you have these days in which, you have the people, telling you some good feedback and telling, oh, what you're doing is great. But then you also have these times in which the company will tell you, I don't believe that this will happen. And you have to be strong in your mind and believing basically what you're doing, and then to prove these people wrong. But I mean, also for the startups that are coming this year, I think you will have a hard work in selecting the winner, because I mean, either if these companies are sustaining the business or are starting up the business, that means that they are doing this in one of the hardest times we will probably have in our lifetime. And I think they really have what it takes if they are doing it right now.
Thank you so much, Joanna. That's a great statement to basically wrap us all up. I would, of course, first of all, like to thank you all, the speakers here today, Michael Westhagemann, Said Amidi, Rolf Strittmatter, and of course, Joanna Hill from LignoPure. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us this afternoon. Of course, a big thank you to all the helping hands behind the scenes for making this event possible. Check out the press kit for information and context. If you need any kind of assistance, ask Matthias Beer or Anna Schwan from Schwan Communications. Spread the word on your channel, and of course, stay in touch with us via our channels. You see them right on the board right now. So a huge thank you to you all for your attention, logging on today. Keep the conversation going. Thanks again. Stay safe and healthy, and we hope to see you soon at one of the upcoming events. Have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Choose your fighter. Lightning inspired. Fight.